Hey, Pipsqueak! Is he talking to me? You ever go to melee a powerful Vex Goblin but realize your other charges aren't there? That did absolutely nothing to clear up who you were talking to. Or maybe you're battling some powerful Cabal, but your grapple's just not there. Oh, motherfuck! Well, do I have the thing for you. Introducing the Slice and Dice Infinite Melee Everything Within Your Range Wolverine build. I'll be honest, the name's still a work in progress. The melee is going to be Frenzied Blade. This melee severs targets, and when you kill a severed target, it drops a tangle. You're gonna want to be throwing these tangles at everything. If you throw it at a healthy enough target that it doesn't kill it, or a large enough group, you can get 1.5 melee charges back instantly. You're gonna want to be using the Grapple Grenade. This is because with the Heart of Inmost Light, our choice exotic, activating the grapple will act as a grenade ability, while using the grapple melee will count as a melee ability. This will allow for us to get empowered ×2 on our barricade, as well as empowered ×1 on our grenade, if we hit our melee. Next up, you're gonna be using the only two aspects you have. You don't have much choice here. Into the Fray states that when you destroy a tangle, you'll get Woven Mail, and your melee regeneration rate will increase. And then Dringer's last, because it's literally the only other thing we have. For fragments, we're gonna be looking at Thread of Wisdom, which will give you an Orb of Power if you hit a precision final blow on a suspended target. Next up, we're gonna be using Thread of Generation. Dealing damage generates grenade energy, so you get that grapple back faster, and you can empower your other abilities faster. Next up, we're going to be using Thread of Warding, which states that picking up an Orb of Power will grant you Woven Mail. We are going to be making a metric shit ton of orbs with this, so you will pretty much always have Woven Mail. Finally, we're going to be using Thread of Fury. Damaging targets with the Tangle grants melee energy. This just means more slicing, and subsequently dicing. The helmet slot is where you're going to have the most freedom here. I always like to use Heavy Ammo Finder and Heavy Ammo Scout because more heavy ammo normally means more explosions or damage, and that makes my P-Brain happy, quite honestly. But you are going to be wanting to run Kinetic Siphon, stating that rapid kinetic weapon final blows create an Orb of Power. This is going to be very important for our exotic weapon of choice. Here in the Gauntlets is where you got to play it a bit more strict. The number one necessity is going to be heavy-handed. This makes it to where when you get a powered melee final blow, it creates an Orb of Power. That will not only be slicing and dicing, but our grapple melee as well. For the other two mods, you're going to want to be using Font of Vigor and Font of Focus. These will allow your Orbs of Power to give you armor charge. While this armor charge decays, you're going to get more strength and more discipline, meaning more slicing and dicing and more grappling and just, kind of swinging around like Spider-Man because, let's be honest, that's fun. For our chest slot, we're going to want to use 2 Font of Endurances. And what these will do is give you a bonus to resilience while you have armor charge. So now we've got extra strength, discipline, and we're tankier whenever we have that armor charge. Leg slot is going to be all about how those Orbs of Power help us out. One mod that you're absolutely going to want is Absolution, stating that each time you pick up an Orb of Power, all of your ability cooldowns are reduced. I like to pair that with Invigoration, further reducing my melee cooldown, and Recuperation because I don't want to die. Finally, on our class item, we're going to want to be using 2 Outreach mods. This states that whenever you use your class ability, you're going to get some melee energy back, as well as Time Dilation, making the armor charge last longer. This takes it from 10 seconds to 15 seconds, which kind of just gives you extra lenience on when you have to get an Orb of Power. And the exotic weapon that we're pairing with this build is none other than the Monte Carlo. Also, I'm not gonna lie, I bought this ornament like a few hours ago. I'm a sucker for woodwork. But this weapon will reduce your melee cooldown when you deal damage with it. And when you get a kill with it, can have a chance to actually fully, give you your ability back. Pairing that with our Kinetic Siphon mod means that if you get at least 2 kills in a row, you're gonna get an Orb of Power, which will give you bonus strength and discipline, bonus resilience, health, all your cooldowns, and extra melee cooldown. This same Orb of Power will give you Woven Mail, which greatly increases your resistance to things, and your melee regeneration is increased. The gameplay loop of this build is as follows. First off, you're gonna want to use your melee ability. Getting a kill with this melee ability will give you an Orb of Power, giving you Woven Mail, bonus strength, bonus discipline, bonus resilience, and cooldowns for all your abilities. Also, because of our good old buddy Heart of Inmost Light, you're gonna get a bonus to recharge on your other abilities just flat out from using the melee. You're then gonna want to just cycle through all your abilities to give them more charge and just keep you in the fray. As long as you're making Orbs of Power, whether it be getting kills from Monte Carlo, recharging your melee from Monte Carlo to then use it to get a final blow, grapple melee, getting a precision kill whenever you suspend someone, you're gonna be set. And as you can see here, it is ridiculous how fast this thing recharges. I was using this build in the Legend campaign, which is minus 15 light, when I was like helping some of my other friends get through it that hadn't completed it yet. And this build still felt pretty freaking good. I of course had to be more cautious of when I was rushing in, but I really wasn't dying that much as long as I kept upkeep on like all my abilities. I doubt this would be very useful in stuff like Grandmaster or maybe even Master content. I don't know, I'm not high enough light to see if it's good enough in there yet, so I'll have to circle back on that. I'll probably put it in the description if I remember it, I'm not a dumbass. But seasonal activities, Vanguard Ops playlist, like the regular Nightfalls, whatever the lowest tier is now, I think it's Adept maybe, or Hero? I don't know. This build is going to do you wonders. And it's a lot of fun. You feel like Wolverine and Spider-Man had a gay baby. Somehow. Thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed this build as much as I do. I actually have a similar build for Solar with Consecration, and if y'all would like to see that as well, please let me know, because I'm actually enjoying making builds now. I used to just look to Datto and Astacross for everything, but I decided to dip a little toesies in the water. Once again, thank you for watching. I hope you have a fantastic day, and I hope to see you in the next one. Farewell.